and it's 8 o'clock. Let's get started. So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture and feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart. And feel the weight of your sits bones on the chair, the weight of your hands in your lap. Align your shoulders with your hips, and as best you can, your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is this a beautiful string of pearls of light that stretches from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just imagine you're lengthening your spine. And just put some space in between those vertebrae. And then when you get to the crown of the head, just release any tension in the scalp and relax your forehead, your eyebrows, the eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. Relax your throat, your jaw, your ears, your temples, the back of the head, and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades just to drop down. Just see if you can expand your chest and relax your belly. And just notice your breath as you inhale and exhale. Be aware of any distractions in your environment. So just allow all of the distractions to be there, the sounds. And then maybe there's distractions on your phone or notifications coming through on your computer. So just allow them to be there. Try not to engage. And just notice how the mind starts to wander. So easy for us. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, your strangers, and then there's ones, we don't like so much. So these relationships are interchangeable. So you know, according to karma, they can change at any time. So just be aware of that. And then just realize that all of these people, the ones you love, the ones you don't love, the strangers, they're all the same as you and me. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we think we'll do this practice this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all the sentient beings. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, and equally we can change that by creating positivity instead. So we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others. We ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of future suffering that we might experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come, the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot, and his arms are crossed at his heart. So the left hand is closest to his heart, and it's holding a bell, and this represents wisdom. And the right hand is holding a vajra, and this represents the indestructibility of compassion. And when they're crossed like that, it represents the union of these. And this symbolizes enlightenment, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we've ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result in suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So then we come to this power of remedy, and this is the actual practice of purification. This is where we take the medicine. And we start with the Buddha, the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring out of you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Juda Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Membiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anurakta meboa, sawasidi mempiyata sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajrama me mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Tita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawa sidi mempiyatsa sawa kama sitam me, sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajra mame mutta vajra bawa maha samaya sata a hum pe. Om vajra safa samaya manupalaya vajra safa dina patita, Dita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta me boa sawa sidi me biyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajra mame mutsa vajra bawa maha samaya sata a hum pe om vajra sapa samaya manupalaya vajra sapa dina patita Dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa anorakta me boa sawa sidi me biyata sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajra Bawa Maha Samaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Om Vajra Sapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajra mame mutsa vajra bawa maha samaya sata ahum pe. Om vajra sapa samaya manupalaya vajra sapa dina patita. Dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitam me. Sitam triyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajra mame mutsa vajra bawa maha samaya sata ahum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajra Bawa Maha Samaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimbiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorakta meboa sawasidi mempiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajra bawa maha samaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya, vajrasapa dina patita, Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajra bawa maha samaya sata ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame. Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasapta Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapta Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So now feel so happy that your speech is completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And the next is a purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's the same as, you walk into a room that's dark, you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly. And it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment, neediness, bitterness, grudges, anger, disappointment, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sitame. Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dinapatita Jida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anorakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely. So the nectar flows down and pushes out from the lower orifices all the negativity of your body. And then the nectar flows up, pushing out all the negativity of the speech. And then the light comes and blasts all of our, delusions, our mental delusions. So this way eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mata Vajra Bawa Maha Samaya Sapa Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata ahum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajra Bawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sattva hum. Hey. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And then we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And it's a really crucial one. This is this determination to refrain from harming with your body and your speech and your mind. So without making a decision to refrain from harming, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again because we have this habit energy in our body, in our mind, in our mind stream. So this aspiration that we have in our heart to refrain from harming becomes like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. It becomes like guardrails for us. So rejoice in your efforts for making the time out of your day if you're in Australia, or your evening if you're over here. And for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, so you've taken some time out of your day to do this practice, so rejoice. And then think of something you'd like to work on between now and tomorrow, if you do the practice over the weekend or Monday. Keep it easy, simple, just, little steps. And then imagine Vajrasattva's delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into light and just absorbs into you through the crown of your head. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So a little bit about emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So just place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our chanting the names of Manjushri. The father to the meaning of all mantras, the greatest Bindu, void of syllables, with 5 great syllables, great empty one, 100 syllabled, devoid of Bindu, endowed with every form, yet free from form, supporting half of 16 Bindus, transcending every grouping, void of members, sustaining Danyas, fourth and final peak, Dhyana's fourth and final peak, aware of Dhyana's each and every aspect, with knowledge of Samadhi's types and families, the best of bodies, bodies of Samadhi, the sovereign king of all enjoyment bodies. Okay, everybody, let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift discovery of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then all of your own individual teachers. Just think, may they live long, near and far.